Most people do press-ups wrong. In this video I'm going to share with you the most common mistakes that people make and helpful tips and exercises for getting your first 5 strict form press-ups. I used to think I was doing press-ups correctly. Maybe around 7 months ago I didn't know how to do proper strict military press-ups. That was until I posted my military push-up challenge and the form police absolutely demolished me. They came in full force. So after that I read up a lot about the correct form. I did a lot of research so I could share it with you today. Let's start with the most common mistake of all time is worrying way too much about numbers and how fast you're doing the reps. Like obviously it's great if you can do lots of press-ups, but if you're only going half the way down, it's not going to help you. When doing these press-ups, your chest should always touch the floor or be at least a few centimeters away. Unfortunately, we've got to accept that when we're doing better range of motion, our push-up numbers are going to drop, maybe even significantly. Another mistake that I made was letting my hips drop when doing a press-up, like this. I would go like that. You don't want to be like that. You want to have a posterior pelvic tilt, make sure your whole body is in line when you do the press-up. But those are the mistakes that I made, but let's cover some other mistakes that people commonly make. Okay, so you wouldn't believe how many times I see people head bopping when doing press-ups. You're not a bearded dragon. Okay, so you don't want to be focusing on getting your nose to the ground. It's about where your chest is, where your shoulders are. I see people doing this and like pushing their head down and their arms are barely moving. Now let's cover hand placement. So for a military press up, you just want to have your hands below your shoulders next to your chest like this. But there are lots of variations, so technically there isn't one correct way of doing it. You could do wide press ups, you could do diamond press ups. But what you don't want to be doing is having your elbows flare out like this. This next mistake I see all the time. When people are trying to do knee push-ups, they put their knees out like this and they go like this. That's not really going to be working your muscles enough. So instead, what you're going to do is lay flat on the ground, keep your knees on the ground and just push up. Now I've gone over the most common mistakes, let me show you how you can build up to doing 5 press-ups in a row with immaculate form. One of the best options is incline press-ups. The higher the elevation, the easier it will be. You can use books, chairs, the edge of a sofa, rings, parallettes, or any surface really. So you can lower the platform as you get stronger. I would only recommend lowering the surface that you're doing the press-ups on when you can do 5 strict press-ups. Where your feet are when you're doing incline press-ups matters too, because it changes the difficulty. For example, this is easier than this. Then, as we mentioned before, there's the option of knee press-ups. But if you are struggling with these, then I have some great tips and exercises to help you progress. So first of all, there's the option of getting into the knee press-up position, doing a slow negative. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push up as hard as you can, but just push up until your chest is off the ground. And just try and stay in this isometric hold for as long as you can, until eventually your arms will give out and you'll fall back down, and that is 1 rep. One super underrated option is using bands to progress with press-ups. When you can perform 5 strict press-ups, that's when you move down the bands. You might be wondering why I didn't recommend wall push-ups, and that's mainly because there is a different progression that will work for you. Even if it's banded knee press-ups with multiple bands, there is a different progression that you can do that will work your muscles better than wall push-ups. I dare you to choose one exercise that I have listed and comment below which one you have chosen. You are on your way to mastering strict military press-ups.